the real reason that there is a lot of shark fishing going on in our oceans at this time is because of these things, shark fins. So these are the fins from sharks once they're cut off and sun-dried. It seems like a weird seafood product, but it's used to make this, which is an Asian delicacy called shark fin soup. They estimate that somewhere between 23 and 70 million sharks annually are killed just to make this soup. So a fisherman could go out and kill a white shark, take its fins, and ship them off to Hong Kong, and it would be very difficult for law enforcement to detect that in trade. So that raises the possibility that even though they are protected, there could be some illegal trade in great white sharks. So that's really where myself and my wife, Dr. Pickett, came into the story. We actually developed a DNA test that could resolve between tissues of great white sharks from any other species. So we developed this DNA test, and we were contacted by the Office of Law Enforcement of National Marine Fisheries right here on Long Island. They had raided a seafood dealer's warehouse in Brooklyn. And the guy had, I believe it was 4,000 kilograms of fins. The reason they had that suspicion is that there was a sack of shark fins and it had the label Blanco. So we ran the DNA test on these fins, and what we found was that all 21 came from great white sharks. So the fin trader, there was a very large fine assessed against the trader. There was another really important ancillary benefit that came from this research, was that right about the same time, there was a meeting of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. In 2000, the great white shark was proposed by the United States for listing under CITES to restrict international trade. But in 2000, the proposal was rejected. The countries against this said, well, there's an enforceability issue because we can't tell white shark fins from anybody else. The other thing they said is, well, there's no real evidence of the white shark in the fin trade, so it's really no big problem. There's no need to list them on CITES. So the proposal was rejected in 2000. But luckily in 2004, Australia and Madagascar proposed great white shark listing, but this time they had the enforceability issue was beat by our DNA test, because we could say, well, yes, you can look at DNA and you can tell. And then the issue that there was limited or no evidence of trade was also beat, thanks to looking at the Brooklyn warehouse, showing that great white sharks were actually in the fin trade. So that's a really good example of going from DNA lab to international global policy and getting really strong protection for a threatened species.